Maybe we should let the scepter do the talking for us today. Hi, everyone. Look, it's Galen. And it's me, Tom. And it is Friday here in the workplace at your, cozy little alchemical laboratory, right in the prime of Halloween season, which means we're exhausted. We did 2 live streams this week, correct? Just checking in to make sure that
It was all this week.
you were here.
I was here.
Right.
I did do them.
We sniffed the hearses. We sniffed the tattoo fragrances, right? But
That's true.
that's true. We did these things. And now it's Friday. And first of all, we got paid, which is delightful. And there's much Halloween, pre-Halloween weekend excitement in the air. And yet we must work. And yet Halloween is our work. So I thought today, since we have already paid our dues by picking out 2 full collections from the Halloween perfume series, that maybe we could just free associate through a main category perfume sniff. How does that sound to you? Like work? Here.
It sounds free.
It sounds free, very free.
Associating. I like.
Look very
I like
free.
to associate freely.
Right.
So it sounds very freeing.
So we already have 3 people joining us, which is, I know, more than we often have at this stage. So you're having a Friday too if you're watching live. And if you're watching later on, I have no idea who you are or when it is or what on earth is happening, but I hope that the world is better than it is now. That would be great for you. And if it's not, then you are in good company with us tormented souls in the past. And hopefully you have a few Halloween perfumes of your own to sniff already. Or maybe you have managed to avoid the temptation of
scared them away. We're back to 1.
Oh, that's fine. Sometimes you walk into the wrong room and you turn around and walk right out again. As I was saying, perhaps you avoided the temptation of the Halloween perfume preview that we did at Dragon Con. Perhaps you avoided the temptation of the major release of the entire Halloween 2025 collection online. And now you're still, here it is, a week before the main event, and you're still soliciting opinions before buying a damn thing. Maybe you are a furloughed or underemployed onlooker who can't afford to get anything right now, but you just enjoy participating in the spirit of the season and watching people smell the things, and in which case you're in great company with a lot of people right now. So, and maybe you're just the one person now watching us live, in which case imagine that there's just a chair right there and you're in our living room.
Sitting
and we're
very
just
close.
Yeah, I mean, the camera makes
It's
it
a
tricky.
strange part of the living room to be having such a close conversation.
Well, they don't know that.
I'm letting them know.
Because
I'm associating freely.
Okay, so imagine that you are sitting on the windowsill in our apartment, facing us, who are sitting uncomfortably close to the window.
Right, like we're kind of like boxing you in. And
Right.
Just like, well, have you smelled this perfume?
And I think it's
Can
a
we
little
talk to you about it?
uncomfortable to talk to strangers about perfume that close to a window. It's giving Batman Returns, Christopher Walken, Michelle Pfeiffer, Batman Returns. But
It's a
I
little
promise you,
strange.
I don't think Galen has the strength to push anyone out through the glass of any window. And I just wouldn't do that. You want to practice on me? Right, that's about it.
I mean, I was not trying.
You wait.
I could push someone out a window.
Just gonna let that reverberate out there into the great. Now what this means, Galen, is that you're the most frameable person of possibly being the victim of someone being accused falsely of pushing someone out a window, because they're just gonna roll this tape at the hearing and the grand jury is gonna be like, well, open and shut. So if anyone wants to even just throw themselves out a window and leave a note being like,
Probably get blamed for that.
Galen did it, and like I don't know how they would like it would be like they wrote the note on the way down. I don't know. Like, here's how you do it. You throw yourself through the glass out the window.
I'm giving people too many ideas.
Holding the
Let's
note and the pen.
Stop associating freely.
Okay. Maybe that's a little too free of an
Please
association.
don't frame me.
What we... Please don't frame me.
Please don't frame me or I'll push you out a window. Oh, the internet is forever.
Yeah. This is just like in Basic Instinct, where she's like, how stupid would I have to be to write a book about a murder and then go commit the murder exactly as written about in the book, you know? Like, if it's anything, it's an alibi that you said this, and that
I'd
we
be
had a whole
announcing
talk
myself
about
as
it.
the killer.
Right.
I'm not stupid.
Right. He's weak, but he's not stupid.
We're back to 3 viewers, so maybe those 2 people came where they were like, oh, okay, well, I wasn't ready while you were, like, freely associating, but now you're talking about murder, and...
I know, it's done. Hovering on the
Kinda
bleeding edge of 3 live viewers is just such a cozy place, though, because it really does feel like we're maybe having dinner around a table, and every now and then someone gets up to go to the bathroom.
Someone else just arrived.
And then never comes back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if we just sit here and point out how many people are watching,
Someone's here.
Someone's
Someone's not
ever-
here. Someone
says-
Someone's not here.
still here. Oh my gosh, you are a masochist. But I hate to think what that makes me. The only way out of this predicament we're in now is to actually smell some of the perfumes. And then it's as if
I
we
agree.
attempted to justify the effort. And then it's like, part of what is justified is the fact that we turned these chairs around and, you know, got all set. So we've fished out a pile of general, like, main category Halloween scents. Some of them we've had for a while. Some are brand new from the mail yesterday, because we're still getting stuff in the mail. What do you want us to smell? We're probably not going to
This
hear
isn't
it in
a
time.
take a request video, but...
No. But I am genuinely curious.
We have a selection.
Can we, please, do you want to start with something scary or something fun?
A trick or a treat?
A trick or a
It's
treat?
hard to decide. A trick. A trick, please. I'd
You
like
want a trick.
Someone has yelled porcelain bat.
I have it.
And
Oh
we
my gosh.
have it, so...
That is one of the ones that I
Okay,
pulled.
we are taking requests.
Look at that. Well, we're taking requests
For what we've got.
Right. In that I was going to do it anyway.
It just happens to be the first one.
It's like when you yell, you know, a top 40 song at the DJ and they're like, sure, I'll play that. And it's like, yeah, you were probably going to play it twice this hour anyway.
Going to anyway.
Okay, well, Curious on Kitty Blowmold. I'll see if I can grab it here. Will you grab
I
that?
know where it is.
Yeah.
You want me to grab it?
I think I did smell that one when I was doing the Dragon Con live sniffs. But let's see where we go. Because we've got a case of the sillies. We're doing porcelain bat.
That's what the label says, and that's who sent it.
Did we just hear a dog bark from the back room? I think I heard some sniveling.
I didn't, but maybe you
Pomeranian
did.
sniveling. So I will not belabor the story of this because attention spans are so precious.
It's all on the website.
It's all there. There's a
if you
whole
want to know
story.
the context of the
This is a
porcelain bat,
perfume inspired by Brian having a bat in his bathroom. We, as a small business, have the power to just make perfumes inspired by possibly rabid flying rodents
in your
our
house.
bathroom.
Yeah.
But it says, the sweet little guardian of our bathroom sink, the warm, unsettling thrum, I'm already unsettled, of musky fur and leathery wings, smushed against frosted orris root and vanilla plaster dust. Don't eat the plaster dust. I know vanilla's
It's vanilla.
expensive. And no, vanilla's expensive right now.
Just a little.
Don't go
vanilla
chasing that
plaster
high.
dust.
So we're expecting what, a warm, musky, leathery vanilla with frosted
Tips.
orris.
Oh.
No, that's you, darling. Okay. Well, we haven't even opened this since we got it in the mail, and I am taking it out of your hands.
I did open it. You're speaking for yourself, but not for me. I did
Well,
smell it.
Thank you for the disclosure.
I just wanted to be honest.
Oh, well, first thing I did was touch it directly to the tip of my nose, which is not a professional tactic.
But this is dusty.
It is dusty.
Chalky.
It's like truly a vanilla dust comes out of the bottle. I think the whatever the leather is probably mixed up in there. I mean, and musk
Can I
can
read
go
the notes again,
powdery.
please? I'm so sorry.
It is the warm, unsettling thrum. You remember that part, right?
That I remember.
Musky fur, leathery
Okay.
wings, frosted orris, vanilla plaster dust. This was going to be a dusty, powdery scent anyway. We're talking orris, musk. It says there's no plaster in the scent. But it really does smell like drywall.
Yeah.
Like a horny, sweet drywall fragrance.
Whoa.
Like, it's like screwing in a construction site. Well, the construction is done. Okay, the walls are up. You know, but the chill of when it says the frosted orris root does contribute to a sense of emptiness in the
So
space.
the housing development in which Jennifer kills Colin in Jennifer's body.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. It helps to have a cultural reference to cling to when smelling
what we're
something that
saying.
you might not really otherwise understand or even like very much. Which I have to say,
I like this.
I'm glad, because I'm not like, this is not really
It's
for me.
interesting.
I am putting
I
it on.
know how I'm gonna wear it.
I can't speak for Jennifer's body, but I am putting it on my body. I sent you that post earlier today.
I was gonna say, did you send me a meme this morning, or did
Yeah.
I just see it?
That was like, what about Jennifer's mind? What about Jennifer's personality? First
I'm
of
sure
all,
Megan Fox was thinking the same thing when having to promote that movie.
I
It was just
know.
like this.
I mean, the less said about her personality, the better, to be honest, because she kind of sucks. Careful, you're going to kick the tripod.
I would never.
You are about to.
I've never done that.
It will, if you do that, though, it will, from their perspective, look like they've been thrown out the window.
Ooh, that's kind of fun, interactive.
We could do an interactive ASMR where we push you out a window. There is, okay. Galen freaked when I said that.
What?
POV, Tom and Galen are pushing you out a window
Just
after
like, I
smelling
guess
porcelain
we're
bat.
everything's like hooked up to a lot of strings, and we can just kind of pull it back in.
So while this doesn't have the mold and funk of some of our past basement scents, it does have basement scent going on.
A sort of, yeah, just like that kind of musky.
Someone says defenestration of watchers ASMR. Yeah, there's like, it's a quiet leathery musk, and with a kind of like a big open white space. It does have a real
crumbly
whiteness to it.
Crumbly powder.
Yes, and I think that what helps with the leather, though, is it keeps it from being too clean, you know? Because underneath it all, there really is a kind of, like, there is a warmth and kind of an animalic attitude about it. Because otherwise, it really, to me, this is like,
smell like
this is housing
yeah,
development.
like a brand new
perfume.
house. But yet, there's
Welcome to Questa Verde.
Happened in the house.
Yeah. Carol Ann got sucked into the closet. And she came back and she smelled like this. Think about it.
She probably smelled a lot stickier.
Because they had that
weird goo.
Yeah, the weird goo.
We are completely derailing.
Okay, but I'm glad we hung out with it for a while, because let me tell you, as it's warming up on the skin, though, it's getting a little more... I grabbed this. It's getting a little warmer and leatherier on me. So if you're chasing the leather, it might take a few minutes.
Yeah.
And as a segue, so that we can do like a nice comparison, I suggest that we pivot from the porcelain bat to the Batty lace. Because I did wear this last night when we tried to go out to Spirit Halloween and got derailed on an adventure where we went to a dying mall that has an open Spirit Halloween on the map, like the lantern of an anglerfish luring people into this mall that otherwise no one would go to. And then it didn't work out for us.
They did not have a Spirit. So we went to Mall of America.
Yes.
Which has 2 malls in one night, which is like kind of nuts.
Some might say too much. I would say that. That's me.
I had fun.
Galen has fun in a mall. Here's what you need to know about Galen. Galen plus mall equals love.
Oh, especially at night, though, because they're quiet and like...
Yeah,
there's just like a sort of like, am I even supposed to be here? It's the mall.
So
it's at night.
Thank you for keeping the airwaves warm for me while I looked up the notes for Batty Lace.
I could talk about malls for a while.
Maybe you should have your own channel. Batty Lace is a bring back. We had released Batty Lace a few years back when we did some bats, right?
That's true.
But this time it has its own beautiful label image of like a dark lace image, and it says a leathered up musky interpretation of BPAL's antique lace, which it's a limited edition that we don't sell regularly. It is recurred, but
yeah, she's an elusive creature.
She is. There are lace hunters out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with the people who collect antique lace and its variants because they are devoted, committed people who train. So someone says, how long have you babes, that's you, you're the babe, been with BPAL? Good question, and I will accept this derail to say that I joined the lab full-time in 2016 after working part-time for a year or two before. And then Galen, when you moved, not to answer for you, you're not trafficked, but when Galen moved to LA in 2017,
a year later,
you got hired on to the lab gradually.
Yes.
So, Galen Maltube, you've been summoned.
Yeah, maybe that's my calling, is kind of mall talk channel. I don't.
Wouldn't it be great though if I finished reading the description for this one perfume, which is the second one we've managed to talk about in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Batty Lace is
dry flowers, aged linens, and the faint breath. Where's my yeah, I needed the Foley sound effect. Of long faded perfumes with well-worn leather and caramel musk. Now that's so many things all together. You've got a dry flower, like a floral, a fabric, perfume as a note, breath, which could mean anything because it's like meta at that point. Because what does that perfume smell like? Well-worn leather, caramel musk. So I'm not an antique lace chaser. I'm not a lace chaser at all, but you are. You've done some lace. You've done some lace in your day.
Do I chase the lace? I'm like, wait, you're calling me a chaser. Yeah, no, antique lace is one of my favorites. I wear it very sparingly because I think I only have one bottle.
It's rare.
I might have two.
Hold this, please.
I think I have a backup.
So on a whim yesterday, because we got a box right before we went out on our doomed voyage, and I hadn't smelled this before that I could remember, and it smelled nice, and I put it on. And it's not the kind of thing that I would normally wear, or that I would have, once upon a time considered to be me. But I did put it on. And first of all, I've gotten really into the fabric accords, which is, I feel like, how you get lace pilled. Because give me, you got your chiffons, your velvets, your silks, your satins, and they've all been pulling me in. Wool, I do like some wool. I like some wool. But I realized that pretty much everything on this list sounded good to me. And then while we were on the drive to the doomed mall, I discovered that I smelled really good. Like a stranger, because this wasn't something that I really remember smelling before.
And it really, it was like really doing a show in the car.
Yes.
Right. Because
you commented on it.
Like,
what did you put on?
What did you put on? And you were like, it's Batty Lace. And I was like, that's what I thought it was. I kind of recognized it and like, wow, that smells good. And then it was just like, but I would keep like walking downwind from you, and I was just like, this smells so good.
Fresher on the skin. You've got this like kind of like pale, creamy sweetness, but there's like a kind of a husky, almost smokiness to it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a result of like both the leather and the kind of caramelizing, kind of a little bit of that burnt sugar.
Yeah.
But there's also this like kind of weird dryness, and it overall though it smells like. And then we were in this mall that had like, fancy shops and stuff, and I felt
only
like
a handful of them were like actually open.
I felt like I was a different person wearing this. Like it smells like a luxury fragrance completely.
Yes.
I was like not, and I know this is gonna sound derogatory, but it was giving like Kardashian a little bit, where I was like, there's something about the color palette where it's just like this soft, how it's like, the
perfectly tan.
Perfectly tan neutrals.
No pores.
Completely poreless. Brand new everything.
I feel like the Kardashians could get into Batty Lace.
Yeah, it smells like Marilyn Monroe's antique dress that should never have been worn on the red carpet. It just has this quality of like age and like vintagey whatever, but with also some kind of like gloss and high femme glam happening.
Yeah.
I just was very transported, and it is just gourmand enough to be like inviting and delectable, but then it's also kind of like perfumey and musky in a way that feels like you're in somebody's intimate space. Like once when I was at Sleep No More in New York, I went a few times forever ago, and I got pulled by this woman into a closet to have a one-on-one, which in the parlance of the show. I realize how that sounds out of context, but like it's just a little performance where they like single people out and give them a little performance because it's like an interactive
Not like a 7 minutes in heaven
theater thing. No. And in fact, I respect that I must have seemed like a safe person to have a one-on-one in a closet with to this woman.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And I am. I have wanted nothing to do with her. She gave me a wonderful
I
kind
didn't
of
even
like,
want the one-on-one.
I was fine. Once I go to the candy store in Sleep No More and eat the candy, I could leave. But I did get pulled into a closet. She gave me a monologue that was like incomprehensible because the show barely has a story, loosely themed around Macbeth. And then though, when it was over, what's cool is the closet I didn't realize had a false back, and she pushed me through the false back of the closet and then slammed the door of it closed behind me, and suddenly I was just in a different room. It was like a Narnia situation. Yeah. So this perfume reminds me of that encounter. Ta-da.
I think that is a lovely...
It reminds me, it smells like Dolphin Blue's house in the reflecting skin. Like, kind of beautiful, well-appointed home in the middle of the prairie with like lace and dried flowers and whatever. And then just kind of like also the desperate longing of a woman who was widowed too early in her life after moving to the US from Wales to, you know, follow her dream love story. That whole thing.
Yes. I get how you got there.
Yeah.
My leg fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone fell asleep listening to my
No,
horrible
it
stories.
wasn't because of your story. It was because of the way my...
Do you want to smell something now because you've been tricked? Do you want to smell a treat?
I do.
You're going to want your scepter for this.
Oh. I do.
Cheat out, darling. Okay. How about, this is a new one this year, which is pumpkin popcorn. We could do a whole pumpkin roundup. Honestly, there's so many pumpkin scents. But this is a new thing that Beth did this year. She actually wrote to us. You're my, alibi for this. She said, do you know those decorations that are like, look like chewed up popcorn or whatever? You know, the plasticky wall decorations from like the 70s, maybe earlier, I don't know. And I said, yes, in fact, I saw some at the Antique Mall just this weekend. And she says, I want a photo of one for a pumpkin popcorn label. And the next day we went out to Hopkins, Minnesota and went on a tour of various antique store basements.
You could find the one that actually had them. She couldn't remember where they were. Well, actually, weren't they in 2 different places?
Yes, and especially this pumpkin one that's on the label of pumpkin popcorn. We saw it in like every store we looked in. But I knew that there was one other one that was a witch that I wanted as a backup because I didn't know at that point, and neither did she, if this was going to be a series of of popcorn scents.
Mm-hmm.
And if I should be gathering up as many reference photos as possible. Talk about a fun day. Work-wise,
we only got the one though, right?
So it turns out that was the only one, the only perfume that she ended up making. But you know, the great news is that with the photo and the scent together, it is perfect. And it just says for the description, pumpkin spiced and buttery. And this, I haven't tried it on or anything, even though it looks wonderful. And I did smell the bottle out of curiosity.
Ooh.
But I haven't tried it on the skin. To be
smelled
honest,
it,
I
but
feel
I
like
did
I'm
not try it
cheating on Lavender Kitchen Mouse a little bit with this fragrance because that became the popcorn in my life this past year, and it's almost a little too soon, even though seasons have changed. Wow. It's spicy.
That's popcorn.
It's it really has. It's not overly sweet, I will say. There's definitely the buttery popcorn. I'm definitely getting a hit of like the various pumpkin spices.
Yeah.
Can I get the bottle? I want it to hammer me in both nostrils. Wow, okay. In the bottle, I get more of like the actual pumpkin flesh, but it's not an overly sweet smell. It's just kind of that wonderfully clammy, pale orange smell. The pumpkin humpers know what I'm talking about. You're a lace chaser, you're a pumpkin humper. This is a safe space.
No.
I'm just saying that it's like as if
Stop.
it's as if you are eating the popcorn out of a novelty pumpkin bucket that is made from a real pumpkin. And that would probably be gross because the dampness of the pumpkin would interfere with the structural integrity of the popcorn itself. But this is a fantasy, and so you don't have to worry about things like that. It's pumpkin-y. I'm so glad to have given you this platform, Galen, from which you can just like glance knowingly at the audience and roll your eyes at me, because otherwise you just have to sit in the car listening to me and you have no one on your side.
I just like look out at the car at another car and I'm like, help me.
Yeah. Would you say though that there's an identifiable actual pumpkin note? Why does it make you so nervous?
I don't want to talk about it. No, I don't want to talk about the pumpkin. I would say yes, there's an identifiable pumpkin note. And no trick. I thought this was treat.
That's the trick.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is very salty and buttery. But then you have the kind of warm, earthy,
Yeah.
spicy pumpkin. The pumpkin part is not too overpowering though. It just kind of like,
I thought it would be sweeter. I think
Yeah.
I've been kind of avoiding it because I just thought it was going to be like a super sweet I mean, the lavender kitchen mouse smell is sweeter than this, I think, because it's got that cotton candy note.
yeah, this is very salty.
It's like, it's salty and softly sweet and kind of mellow because of the pumpkin, and it's not giving like AMC dumpster. You know?
No, it doesn't have like that nauseating popcorn smell that sometimes happens in a theater.
Yeah, it's like it's gentled up quite a lot by the blending of the ingredients. It's good. It's simple.
And I think that I'm assuming as I'm gonna go back around, but as it settles, I feel like it's gonna just be like cozy.
I'm glad you pointed out the salt. Yeah,
because right now it's a little too salty on me, and I'm like,
it is corny. When we
Wait.
were feeding the goats at the pumpkin patch recently, and I commented how, because last year we had done some, there were no corn scents. I was like, we didn't do anything particularly corny. We were in the corn maze. That's where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, this would be great to take pictures or whatever to help promote stuff, but we didn't do any corn scents this year. But we did, and I just hadn't really thought about this as a corn scent because I guess the popcorn is such a specific like direction to go in. But it is just like gently, pleasantly corny, and I think the corn plus gourd gives it like a lovely fall centerpiece kind of like vibe, as opposed to like super sweet treat bag nonsense. And here's the, because the other corn scent that we did, I would like to pivot to bone apple teeth. May I? Is that okay? This is very,
No, I
you
would like
don't?
to smell something else instead.
Why?
Because that's
Well-
how I feel. No, I'm just kidding. That face that you ended up seeing was me wondering if I had smelled it or not. I don't think I
you
had.
did. So bone apple teeth is it's a funny idea, and like all truly humorous things, I have to explain that it's funny, right? Or else, otherwise people aren't laughing.
People might not get it.
This is inspired by the sort of like malapropism of saying bone apple teeth instead of bon appetit, which I've been hearing for years. But the scent, it says, I'll just read it instead of trying to ad lib my way through this.
Okay.
It says, here's a scent commemorating the allure of everything our dentist would have us avoid. A luscious red apple rendered nigh impenetrable by armored plates of toffee and caramel, sprinkled with bone-dry cinnamon-glazed almonds and hard bits of popcorn. And the wonderful label artwork by Drew Roush, which I cannot really communicate here, is like a candied apple on a plate with like teeth stuck in it.
Yeah.
So you really get the whole idea now. And so this is not like necessarily a popcorn forward scent, but it is the other corn scent in our roster so far this fall. So you ready to rock? And we have had caramel apples since this arrived, so I feel very qualified to sniff this and say, which is what I am now doing. Doesn't it have an actually amazing fresh apple smell though in the bottle?
Yes, that's what I'm getting the most. And like,
yeah, I'm actually surprised because after reading about armored plates of caramel and toffee, I was expecting this to just like be truly covered and smothered in Denny's parlance.
I was too, and it's interesting that the apple is actually the most prominent thing right out of the bottle.
Yeah, but it is kind of like I mean.
But then I'm like, oh,
well supported. She's a soloist with a full choir swaying and clapping in the background.
It's also very sticky, and I smell the almond.
Well, I'm not there yet, but I want to be. I'm gonna put this on the skin, and we'll just see. We'll just see what happens.
Okay.
31 minutes, Galen.
I know.
That's our time
hurry
check.
up.
No. I mean, we're doing great. You're doing great.
31. Thanks, 31.
Thanks, 31. Although I said that and immediately someone left the live stream, so they were just like, "Oh my
You're
god,
right.
I'm just
31 minutes. This is going nowhere.
wasting my life." Oh my god.
I'm wasting my life.
I'm gonna die someday, and this is
sitting
how I
in this
spent my
drive-through
time.
line watching this on my phone.
Oh, that's a good point though. Maybe their food is ready. They're like, I have to go. Ooh, okay. I love this experience of having what is like because you know caramel apple is just a way of getting kids to eat like a fruit, but
and lose all their teeth in the process.
Only kids
the baby teeth.
You want kids to lose their teeth.
You want your kid to lose their teeth.
The caramel is blooming on the skin. It's really warming up.
Wow. It's intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It smells very different than it did in the bottle.
Yes.
Like immediately. It's like
like a little bit of that like kind of like
almondy, super sticky.
The burned sugar of the toffee kind of thing. Isn't that like toffee? Isn't it just like a hard, brittle, like kind of caramel thing? No one explained toffee to me. I just want to assume that I know what toffee is.
That's that's
I like
toffee,
to just
right?
sometimes I just like to wonder aloud about things and not be corrected.
Toffee, that's that
It's like the male side of my personality.
That's the like caramel sheetrock, right?
Yes.
Yeah, basically that.
What's amazing about this is that it's not chocolatey, because that's like what I would maybe expect to follow in. The nibble nibble gnaw fragrance from Caramel Diabolique. Well, I guess that's our new variant series coming out, Caramel Diabolique. That one has some chocolate going on. There's like a faint edge of the popcorn in this that I'm getting, but really not much. I mean, it did just say hard bits. How smelly are the hard bits of the popcorn? I'd say not much.
I don't know.
I just got the almond. I'm having a full Violet Beauregarde moment with this fragrance.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to unpack with it, which is interesting. And it kind of comes in waves.
I'm happy in a way that this is ultimately like just like an apple fragrance, because I think there are, not to be a snob, but I smell a lot of other people's apple fragrances, and I'm just like, that's not what an apple smells like. I think the lab does apple really well, and the sidewalk apples that came out this year is just like brilliant like that. So it is a flex, and then I do like that the apple is surrounded by these other notes, but ultimately it's not just an excuse to pile on the caramel.
Yeah.
And just call it a day. Like, if anything, I think that the Batty Lace almost has more caramel directly than this. If I can find it on my poor old body. Oh, I found it. I mean, yes, but of course that one is like all musked up, so it's like doesn't smell as gourmand.
Completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two
That's
caramels,
not the
both
right-
alike in dignity.
That's not the right bag.
That's not the right bag.
Okay.
I mean, going back, it's so funny to smell an actual straight gourmand scent and then go back to Batty Lace, and it's suddenly I am like in the closet with that woman again, and it's not a food scent. Ha! She's like, what was it? It was about Manderley. You know, she was doing the whole monologue.
Mandalay from Rebecca?
Yes.
But I thought you said it was a Macbeth thing.
Yes, but they were cribbing from like everything basically to conceal the fact that there was no story. They got a bunch of actors, got to give them something to say.
Sorry, I know the monologue
has to
about Mandalay
sound-
from Rebecca.
Right, it has to
So-
sound theatrical. It has to seem impactful.
I don't know Shakespeare.
Right. Shakespeare's Mandalay.
To be or not to be Mandalay.
I always want to talk about Lars von Trier's Mandalay, but then you have to talk about Lars von
It's a
Trier.
very different Mandalay.
Life's too short. Okay, well.
Bone apple teeth.
Bone apple teeth. I want this to be a scratch and sniff sticker so bad so that we can have the apple with the teeth sticking out of it and then it smells like this. But I guess having 5 milliliters of perfume oil that I can apply anywhere is, you know.
That seems fine. You could do that
It's
instead.
a totally lovely consolation.
Sure.
Do you want to, okay. Can we move in a different direction? Do you mind if I'm just like Mr. Toad's wild riding you around our pile?
No, we must stick to a theme.
We posted about this week. We must stick
No.
to a theme? The theme is Halloween, darling.
I know, that's why I'm being...
Okay. You can't
Sorry.
trust a word that... Galen's first reaction to any question is always a joke.
It's always no.
It's always no.
No, joking.
Just kidding. I was going to see if you wanted to smell this black velvet and red LAMÉ because I had been enjoying it, but I don't know if you had seen it or smelled it or
Let's
wanted to share it
get
with me.
into it.
Okay. Because part of what's... Oh my gosh, oh no, you don't have to hold the computer. But I will show you that for the Halloween promo, we've got our love bats. I made these capes, little sweet, beautiful vampire capes. Do you want to hold her? For the love bats. I feel like we'll do a separate little live stream maybe next week to smell the bats perfumes. I've got these beautiful, they've got their little vampire capes.
They're kind of, and they're unique.
Dusted
She's
with
got
dog
like a little
hair.
Bit more of a,
She's got little
hood.
batty ears.
and he's got a collar.
And he's got like a Dracula style cape
and
because,
tons of dog hair on
yeah.
him.
Anyway, what's funny about this is I thought that this would be a fun idea. And then it came down to making the capes for them. And that was a nightmare. It was just absolutely... It's just so difficult to like cut fabric and to make small shapes in a way where I'm like, I'm not going to be hemming these. You know, like it needs to have a smooth edge, but then it curls on itself. And then the texture of the fabric interacts with the texture of the bird's skin in a way that everything sticks.
Yeah.
I did need your help.
Must
You
be.
helped me with the fastening and the gluing and stuff.
Right. It was not entirely alone.
It was not. But we had some adorable scraps afterward on the table, and then also scraps because there was like the Minneapolis clown picnic, and I was working on like costume stuff for disco and myself. And we had this, pile of black velvet and red LAMÉ scraps. And I looked at it and I thought, this is so many people's like kitchen table this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Like projects and like scraps, and I guess you're lucky if it's at all decorative in a way that where you look at it and you're like, oh, that's cute. But there was something about the textures of the fabrics, and I sent it to Beth and I said, is this something? And she did it. She didn't have to, but she did. So the scent description though for this, it says, a scent inspired by, well, like I just said, the debris left over from frantic last-minute costuming sessions, torn scraps of velvety black voodoo lily mingled with dried rose petals and a flash of red peppercorn. Do you see what we've done here? You've got
Explain it.
You've got florals picked out as the color of the fragrance, the drawing from the image. But it says velvety black voodoo lily, so you're pulling in a fabric as a scent note, theoretically. And then the flash of red peppercorn relates to like the metallic aspects of the LAMÉ. So it's kind of like a synesthesia gambit. And on paper, I had a really hard time imagining exactly how it might smell. other than like, you know, beautifully spicy floral, whatever. But now I surrender the bottle to you. What I did not, I mean, I should have gotten this. I should have expected it because Beth is a master. Immediately for me, in the bottle, when I smelled it, I was like, this smells so Halloween-y. And it reminds me of a like theater costume closet. It does very much have that kind of like dark musty velvet vibe. Do you disagree?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I thought you were so skeptical, like I was about to get pushed out the window.
Truly like a weird, vivid, like childhood flashback of being in like the costume section at a store. And I think
Yes.
there's something about it where I'm just,
especially at like a thrift store where it's just like everything of unknown provenance. It's like dark and shadowy and mysterious, and the voodoo lily is like have you seen the voodoo lily? You have to Google it if you haven't seen one in person. They were growing them a lot in our neighborhood in LA. There were a few places that had them. Big towering crazy looking lily with like a big swoopy black hooded petal, like singular petal wrapped around like a corn cob of seeds practically.
very intimidating looking flower.
Yeah, and this really, but then there's like I love this thing with a lot of the red pepper scents. Spirit Fingers has this, where there's kind of like almost like a hot gummy bear quality to it, where it just you kind of get the warmth of it, but not a lot of the flavor of it. So it's not like a smoky pepper. It's just like a really just like warm glow. So you've got like a spooky dark shadow and then like a warm glow. It's not giving me tons of rose, like a recognizable rose. The lily also isn't like standing out as like a really recognizable fresh flower smell. It's just kind of giving like a dark, spicy, mysterious floral melange. And I was just so excited, and I'm like this is one of those few ones where I opened it and smelled it and just like immediately put it all over my body. I know the florals are not really your jam.
Put it all over your body? You didn't
All
use
over.
that much.
I know, it's like all gone. I like that it's like the dryness of the rose petal, I think, is contributing to the Halloweeniness of it, because it's not like a dead leaf scent, but there is kind of something dead and dry in it. So it's like dead and dry and warm and spicy and dark and mysterious, and none of those things really contradict each other.
Yeah.
It reminds me, to get really specific, some years back we did a Pickman Gallery series that was about classical art portrayals of the devil. Do you remember that series? It's like all of these like Mephistopheles type.
That happened before I moved here, but
some of them were probably still hanging around when you.
But there was one that I really liked from that. That was a like red leather.
I remember
one. And
yeah.
And I liked it because it smelled like kind of like fabric and spice, sort of. Yeah, it was really interesting.
This scent could have completely been from that series. It just has that like interesting, dark, diabolical, enticing situation. And we've been rewatching Penny Dreadful, and so there's something about it maybe that's been vibing with me for that reason too, because it's just like the drama, the grand guignol of it all.
Fit into that world.
Yeah, because it smells kind of old. Yeah, just like old and strange. How great weird.
Though. I don't know if there's an actual fabric note in it, or if that is just something my brain is kind of filling in.
I think there is.
Okay.
We can be of two minds of this.
No, I mean, it smells fabric-y, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if that's just the flowers.
Remember when we did Carmilla, and then there was like the Countess Karnstein, I forget which one was which, Mircalla, and then the Clamrail, you know, but the other one, you know, when one of them was like the dark velvet and rose situation. Yeah. I think that there's overlap with that scent in this, which is partly why I like it. This doesn't have the fruitiness of that one, because that one had, I think, a black currant. But I have discovered in recent years that I'm a fan of a fall floral. It really got me with Slowly She Turned last year, which I really wanted to bring back this year, but I have backup bottles, it's fine.
Maybe she'll turn again slowly next
Maybe
year.
she will. She can always turn again slowly some other time. But it's the fall florals that are really interesting to me. But if you want to go on a more playful note, we can probably do a few more. So we're at the 45-minute mark. Do you want me to go grab that kitty blow mold one since we had someone so sweetly ask for it? We can't accommodate all requests, but someone did sweetly ask for it. And it would be a nice pivot from dark swooping velvet and voodoo lily.
No.
Okay, well.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Well, then that means you have to be entertaining for a minute. So I'll be right back. Dead air. Okay, you got your peanut butter. Oh.
People are yelling about the kitty blow mold. It's happening. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Are they yelling? Kitty blow? Oh, yeah, it's just yelling about it. I thought,
People are yelling.
Okay, I'm happy to. You didn't get to smell this live with me anyway, so.
No. But
You
I
hang
did
on to
write a
that.
review of it on the forum.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Vintage kitty blow molds. I believe this is the only blow mold that we did for Halloween right now.
That is true.
Someone says you're entertaining just by existing. I can confirm that this is true to real life. So these blow molds are inspired by specific black and orange cat blow molds that they had at Oddmart here in Minneapolis, which, shameless plug alert, this is where we have our monthly lunacy events here in the Twin Cities at Oddmart. Excellent vintage curiosities, local artists, comic book, etc. store. And we're there one Saturday a month selling perfume for 3 hours, and the next one is on November 8th. Shilling concluded. But Brad at Oddmart had several of these vintage kitty blow molds about yay high, and there was an orange one that I loved so much, but I was on the fence about doing a scent for it. And then there was a black one also, and I realized that if we put them together, it would make a really great Halloween image and scent idea. And Beth's interpretation of the fragrance is hollow plastic shells of mango sherbet and musky black clove, echoing with a ghostly meow of glowing amber. So do you see what's going on here? You've got your creamy fruit, you've got your musky clove, which is a nod to the fur of a cat, even though it's interpreted through plastic, and the ghostly meow of glowing amber, which the amber will keep this, I think, from being truly foody. And I have to also say that the ghostly meow reminds me of the 1958 version of The Fly, because in the early experiments with the teleporter pods, he puts the family cat Dandelo through the teleporter and it just doesn't appear on the other side. And there is a ghostly meow. He doesn't know where Dandelo is. Where'd Dandelo go?
Right here.
None of the Fly sequels ever addressed this. I think there should be one now that's just shows what happened to the cat.
Where's the cat?
The cat,
You don't want to know. It
turns out, was teleported to the future.
It's not good.
Careful, this one has a glass wand in it because it's a tester.
I know. I know what it is.
This is delightful. This is goth sunshine in a bottle. A lovely, so mango is like a perfect fruit. It tastes great, but the mango sherbet, mango lassi, that kind of thing is sweetened up and creamed and made into it's just beautifully artificial. Like a mango fruit chew. That's what this is.
Yeah, it doesn't. It smells more like a candy mango than
Yeah. Sherbet. Hot ice cream. It's hot ice cream.
Sure.
But here's the deal, because it's I think it's the plasticky note, like the amber or whatever, or the musk, that keeps it from being fully foody. Because it's the way a Starburst is technically edible, but kind of just a piece of plastic. Not so much clove-wise in the bottle, because the mango is just so bright. But you get it on the skin, and it's a different story. Oh, thank you. How about that? Really great mix of darks, lights, warms, cools. Kind of like what I love about the pumpkin spice absinthe perfume, where you've got the cool of the absinthe and the warm of the pumpkin spice. That blend of warmth and cool, I think, is really great at selling like an autumn or a winter fragrance, like the coziness, but like referencing also like the coolness and the darkness. You getting clove? You haven't said one word. I haven't let you.
I know. Would you stop? Yeah, like the mango is like very tart and chewy texture kind of smell.
You're gonna eat the blow mold?
I want you to let me talk.
Just chew it up.
And then it goes into a kind of, you're just so distracting. I'm just gonna sit here.
I can be quiet.
Just like making out with the hand.
It was covering my mouth.
Yeah.
Like the no hate campaign.
Okay.
Go on.
No.
No, we have to.
I'm on strike.
You can't strike during someone's request. Strike later.
Mostly it's really mango-y right now on me.
I love that hard shell plastic smell that we've really done to perfection with the blow molds. It's not a really strong clove. However,
No, but I know that from my experience of trying it on before, it does settle down and the clove and the musk come out, but it's right now that is not happening.
Yeah.
It's still too fresh.
The
and it's very
clove in it
mango-y.
reminds me of you know how the spice drops candies and how they're all the different like gumdrops that are the different colors, and there's a clove one?
No, but
Oh, okay. I don't know if is it the purple spice drop that is the clove? But it's got that vibe where it smells to me like it settles down into like a candy clove. If that makes any sense.
candy.
We got to
clove.
get this boy some spice drops. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like gumdrops,
Oh.
so that's.
I
not
mean,
gonna be
you
a
probably because you ate one of these. Because I think a lot of kids probably eat these and they're like, oh, gumdrops. And then you eat like the clove one.
Oh,
and you're like,
what is this?
It's a joke?
It's not candy. That's spice. I know. I'm trying to like kind of stall so I have like more to offer than it smells mango-y. Because that's all I'm getting right now. But
it is kind of also, I mean, because it's got like it's a little pleasantly fuzzy. It's just kind of, I like that it has like the kind of thematic elements of some of these cat classical art scents, but it's in a completely kind of cartoony, harmless way.
yeah,
It's not like a really spooky, like by day she turned herself into a cat.
who did?
That woman in the
I know
painting.
the perfume.
Right. And like some of these are really intense, musky, feral scent experiments.
Yeah,
And this truly, even though mango is not a Halloween-y scent, it really does give black and orange, and it really weirdly does give like Halloween treat bucket because of the plastickiness. So there's something about it that somehow does say Halloween. I don't know how that works.
I agree.
Yeah. Now I want to go back and smell the stoned bunny mold. How are you doing? We have a couple more we could smell. Would you like to smell a scary skeleton woman?
I don't know.
Do you want to smell the black eyeliner?
I'm running out of room and I'm smelling a lot of different things.
We could come back and do more of these early next week.
I think that might be better.
Okay. Well,
So right now I have a lot of stuff that's kind of conflicting.
It's 54 minutes. We've teased a bunch of stuff. We'll be able to do a whole other lightning round later on. Like, how many did we do?
Okay, Porcelain Bat is beautiful. I haven't gone back around to it yet, and well, I just did, and it's just like a kind of lovely powdery vanilla leather musk kind of thing.
By my estimation, we only did 6 scents.
That's fine.
That is a spooky number because of the movie The Sixth Sense, which is a spooky movie. We can come back next week and talk about the love bats, and then we've got this other great series of scents that we laid out that we could have gotten to today if you had more skin. Maybe when you're older and your skin is baggier, we can do more per stream. But for now, you're just too young and supple. So
okay.
I want to take a second before, because it's not a try-on, but we do have launched for Halloween a atmosphere spray version of Tongue Wall from the Dr. Caligari series. And I don't know if the team realizes this yet, but I've made this happen because originally when we were doing this series of Dr. Caligari fragrances in 2022, Tongue Wall was conceived as an atmosphere spray, as a fun way of like something to spray before you turn on the movie to set the scene. And Beth, because the move had the lab just like completely in disarray, she was like, if you just make this perfume oils, it will be able to happen much faster and easier. So we just did that. I was crestfallen. I think that Tongue Wall should be an atmosphere spray. We're referencing, of course, the 1989 arty horror movie that is currently streaming on Shudder and AMC Plus and is available on Blu-ray. The movie is outrageous and...
Did you say the movie?
Extremely... What?
Have you said the title of the movie?
I said Dr. Caligari.
Oh, okay. You just
I did.
the movie.
So I'm intending that the Tongue Wall atmosphere spray will stay in stock after Halloween is over, because I just think it should be part of the collection.
Really shaking that bottle around.
I am. You know why? Because in the bottle of the perfume, there were fun red blobs that Beth told me were benzoin. I don't know if it actually survived. Any of the benzoin blobs survived the
All I can
transfer.
smell is Batty Lace. I don't know what's going on.
Here. Well,
the Batty Lace is like rising off of me.
I don't need to spray.
It was just like,
this is your Batman.
Oh, whoa! Like it was like all I could smell.
Your superhero / villain origin story.
Really great.
You're like Batman, but with lace wings.
That's cool.
That's cool. Anyway, I won't spray this right now. We've smelled this before, but this is a really fun scent. It says fleshy and fruity, guava musk, slick strawberry lip gloss, and blood-tainted digestive juices. So it's just very fun and strange. And weirdly, when I smelled this when we got it in the mail, my first thought was it does smell like kind of like a Halloween party.
Yeah, I got a lot going on.
Galen's overwhelmed.
I'm tapping out.
You know what? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, I just wanted to highlight this though, because we are going to be covering this more, because Dr. Caligari is... we're the only person doing anything for Dr. Caligari, and once you've seen the movie, you'll understand why that is.
Watch the movie.
You should watch the movie.
It's just unlike anything you will ever see.
I don't even care if you watch the movie and you hate it and you're mad at us because of how the movie is.
You will have watched it.
Because then you'll have watched it, and then you
you'll
can
be like,
tell
well,
someone,
wait, what's it smell like?
and you can be like, I'm just outraged and disgusted because of this movie I watched, and they'll be like, wait, but what was it? And maybe, you know, that's how the virus spreads.
You tell 5 friends, they tell 5 friends, etc., etc.
At our last Lunacy event, we played Dr. Caligari on Oddmart's projector screen while we were vending there, and it's a short movie, and so we watched it like almost in its entirety 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was just so entertaining because at this point, it's just like all of the colors and the costumes and the special effects and the one-liners. And anyway, this was not a flash in the pan when we did this scent series to celebrate the restoration of the movie. It was not just promo for the release of something. There is some deep, abiding fan love going on here. The scents are really interesting and strange. And yeah, so Tongue Wall is part of the Ween series, but get used to you might as well just you know, just accept that you have this in your life now. And as long as you know us, you're going to have to know about tongue wall.
We're at an hour.
And that's an hour. So time for lunch. Have a great weekend, everyone. Do something fun and spooky and smell something weird and then tell us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to shake this guy.
Oh, yeah. It's like the talking stick. You have to close the ceremony. And then we push you out the window. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, no, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Ah, no. Okay. Bye.